Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Danger 5 random run with Genetically Modified Overkill. We're going to pick two random characters, mash them together to see what monstrosity the game gives us, and see if we can get a win. Alright, let's just jump right into it. I'm going to pick two randoms, and we've got Lich and Glutton. Okay, so this should be very interesting. So, Glutton gives us consumable heal, and Lich gives us damage whenever we heal things. This is going to be a very weird, whenever we heal ourselves. This is going to be a very weird one, because we also, I believe, have much more expensive items. So, we could end up being in a very odd spot. Typically, I think that Glutton plays well with anything that increases your HP, and Lich plays well with items that increase your lifesteal. So let's try slingshots, I think. That'll give us HP, and I haven't played a slingshot game in a while, so I kind of just want to do that. So the primitive tag will give us health, and slingshots also just do very well with lifesteal, because when you build up some lifesteal, the bounces can apply it very reliably. I need to take some damage here, because Lich has native regen, so if I take damage, I can more quickly heal up. But I also need to stay at full health, because I want the Glutton explosion. So I shouldn't have taken damage at the end of the round there, because of the Glutton explosion. So we have 11 HP, 10 regen, 10 lifesteal, and 50 luck. We're going to need armor here, so I'm going to pick up that armor, and let's take a quick look at these characters, just so we know exactly what we're actually working with. So Lich gets 10 regeneration and 10 lifesteal to start with, which is obviously really strong, but any damage we pick up is reduced by 50%. We also deal damage equal to our health whenever we heal, so as long as we are continuing to regen and lifesteal, we're going to do well. Glutton gives us 50 luck and extra explosion damage whenever we pick up a consumable while at maximum health. I don't believe... Oh no, this is halved by the Lich bonus, so explosion damage does count as a damage modification in this case. And when we pick up a consumable, it's going to explode for damage based on our melee damage. So it's possible I should have gone for a melee weapon instead of a ranged weapon. I think we're basically just playing a Lich, like a worse Lich here, because the explosion damage bonus from Glutton I just don't think is going to come up that easily. So I think we are just playing a really bad version of the Lich with this character. This could be very difficult. I'm going to reroll here. I could pick up the plant to increase our regen, but I don't want to decrease my lifesteal, and I do want to roll into more slingshots. Baby Gecko is pretty interesting for Lich because although we do want to increase our ranged damage, one of the other ways you can add lots of extra healing to a build is by getting cute monkeys and then baby geckos, and then you can have the damage combo with itself. So I think in order to attempt to make that happen, I'm going to lock the baby gecko, but this could be a mistake. With 25% increased item prices, there's definitely a downside to locking luxury items like this, but I think this is sort of how the build gets going, is if we get that combo online. Pick up a slingshot, and we luckily have enough money to reroll again, and then we can lock a slingshot. I could buy a baby elephant and try to do this whole cute monkey, baby elephant, baby gecko, the animal, like the zoo combo, plus the Lich. Let's give that a try. We've got 50 luck. So while our damage is low, comparatively, I should be picking these up to maximize our explosion damage anyways. While our damage is comparatively low, thanks to the Lich negative, we are going to end up with pretty good damage off the baby elephant anyways, because of our very high starting luck. Here, I probably just need to take more armor. It's really important to get armor going on the Lich, because we need to take damage. And then I'm going to roll, and roll, and roll, and roll. Okay, well, we got very unlucky and only did not find another slingshot. That's pretty brutal, given we were guaranteed weapons. We only have slingshots, so we were very likely to find slingshots there. But ended up wasting 16 mats without seeing anything. Trying to walk into these enemies, take some damage, so I can start pumping out additional damage. Ended up not gaining explosion damage off of a lot of these consumables, but like I said, with the explosion damage halved, I just don't know that that's going to be an important component of our setup here. I think Glutton is basically providing penalties and no upsides for our build right now. I'm going to take just more armor, I think. I could take attack speed as well. We're going to want that, of course, but armor is going to be very good. I guess we'll buy both of these and then roll. We're looking for a slingshot. I'm going to probably not buy the hedgehog. I think we're just going to be using the slingshots primarily for lifestealing, so we'll upgrade them, but we won't buy ranged damage, and then we'll just rely on the Lich passive. For our actual clear speed. So I'm trying to walk into enemies to maximize my clear speed by always being at like about half health. That's the efficient way to play Lich, where you are constantly regenerating. I also want to be picking up materials, and I want to be hitting this loot alien. Nice, I got it. Honestly, was not expecting to get that one, but it worked out. Great, more lifesteal is incredibly useful for this character, and I could take range damage, I could take regen, I could also reroll. I think what I'm going to do here is just take half a ranged damage to try to keep my slingshots relevant, or do I just take the regen? I could also reroll. We're pretty likely to roll level 2 upgrades, because we have 50 luck, so I think I'm going to do that, actually. I'll take 6% speed. We do want speed. That lets us run into enemies more reliably as well, so that's very useful. Take the slingshot. I'm going to take the lemonade. This will work with our high chance of dropping consumables, so even though there's some anti-synergy, because Lich wants to heal in lots of small increments rather than larger increments, this is one of the ways that we can stay alive, so it's still worth picking that up. Explosion damage on the dynamite. Again, I don't think the Glutton explosions are really going to happen, so I'm just going to roll past that. On the other hand, do I want landmines? Still don't really think I can afford landmines. I think I might just hold here, not spend money on kind of a luxury item like the landmines. Just the fact that Lich is halving the damage that we get from our Glutton pickups gives this, like, there's not a lot of synergy inherent to this build. And because Lich wants to stay damaged, I'm not building explosion damage from picking up consumables, because I'm always not at full health, and Glutton really wants to stay at full health, so you can build up those charges of explosion damage. So I think we more or less have to pick one or the other to focus on. Come on, get back here. No, yes, got it. All right, I gave up breaking a tree, but it was worth it to kill the alien. Tentacle, so we can heal off of Tentacle, although the Lich damage can't critically hit, so the chances of getting lots of HP off of this are not that high, but it's still worth picking up here. And then here, I could start building Harvesting. I think it's too late. I could start building Max HP, or I could just take some attack speed. I think I'm going to take attack speed over lifesteal, and then here I'm going to reroll, see if we can get a level 2 upgrade. We didn't, but I'll just take 5% more attack speed. More attack speed is more lifesteal, so I want to build up my attack speed pretty high, and we only need 15, maybe 20% lifesteal to be just constantly healing, so I'm not going to worry too much about increasing that right now. It is worth upgrading the slingshots, even though we aren't relying on them for damage, because they get more bounces as they level up, and also attack slightly faster. Yep, very slightly, but every little bit helps. Do I want 2 HP for -3 attack speed? This also does increase the Glutton explosion damage if I get some melee damage, but it's only 1 point. I think I'm just going to roll past that. I will take the Shady Potion. Luck is really important for this build, and the more crates we drop, the better, too. We do lose 2 regen, but we can hopefully make that up later. Another disadvantage of being Glutton on this build, too, is that with more expensive items, we can't as easily buy just random level 1 items. So if we roll Fairy, one of the best items for Lich, because you want tons and tons of regen, we will not be able to make as good use of it as another character would be. Walking into the projectiles is a good way to make sure that you are always at half health, so you can kind of save these projectiles and walk into them when you want to control your health down lower. You can see we are generating a decent amount of money. Like, we actually have pretty good clear speed because of our Lich passive. But in general, we need to make more money than another character would because of the Glutton economic penalties. We're also getting, I would say, a little unlucky on crate drops. We only got one. We have 70 luck, and we're killing a lot of enemies, so hopefully that starts to pick up. Community support is excellent. That's just more lifesteal for us. I could take harvesting still. I think I'm just going to take more move speed. Move speed is good because it lets you run into enemies faster, so you can control how much damage you're taking better. We lose half a ranged damage here, but like I said, the cute monkey I think is going to be a fairly important part of this build, so I'm very glad to find one. And then we'll take a propeller hat and a lemonade. Throw in one more reroll here, and I don't need the terrified onion. We already have 12% speed. At this point, I just want max HP, I want armor and dodge. Little more lifesteal. But we're actually, I would say, starting to be fairly well set up for this build. Another thing that would be really nice is Lumberjack Shirt, because our actual weapons do so little damage. That would make it a little easier for me to clear these trees. Even small amounts of percentage damage are pretty good for our baby elephants and stuff right now, because our base luck is so high. So I can benefit pretty strongly if I find even a little bit of that. Alright, we got a loot alien. Try to chase that guy down. It was standing right on top of the slasher, so I wasn't really able to focus it as easily, but we still got it. When it's free, I'll take the landmine here, and then similarly, the defective steroids I think I'll take. I wouldn't pay for them, but I'll take them here. I'm going to just take 6 max HP. We need to boost that pretty heavily, because we're at the point where we need to increase it a lot. I'll combine and buy a slingshot. I could buy improved tools that would increase the spawn speed of the landmines, but I don't think that's worth it. Just for 10% attack speed for 170, I think we can do better. I'll take some armor, though. And reroll Lost Duck. Yeah, I mean, more luck is good. I would like to increase to counteract my XP penalty, because levels would be really nice. Levels are, of course, super important for Lich, because you just need high HP, and levels give you health every time you level up, as well as giving you more chances at getting health points from your actual level up screen. So anything we could do to mitigate the XP penalty would be pretty nice. I don't know if Black Belt is worth buying anyways, though, because the melee damage is not particularly valuable. It costs us luck. I think I'm going to pass on it, but if I see another one next wave, maybe I'll think about it. Going into wave 9 is when you really want XP gain items. I mean, the earlier the better, of course, and especially here. But when you are a character that starts with a low amount of XP gain, they're more valuable because they're increasing a lower number. Which, as we know, it's always better to focus on increasing low numbers. On account of how percentages work. Alright, there we go. We're starting to get a couple more crates with 80 luck. I should hope we'll start to see a few of them. Yeah, now I want to boost my lifesteal up a little bit, because I need lifesteal and health right now, because I am starting to run out of, or starting to fall behind a little bit in terms of healing. So we have 8 regen and 12% lifesteal, which is not quite keeping up with the incoming damage, especially because we only have 3 armor and no dodge. I'm going to recycle the statue. We need to keep our move speed high. And I'll recycle the snake as well, because we're not using that. I'm just going to take max HP here, because it's level 2. I'm going to buy the Lost Duck and the Cyber Ball. Again, just these Cyber Balls and baby elephants are working pretty well for us, I would say, so that's pretty nice. Explosion size is fun for Glutton. Banner we can't take because it reduces our lifesteal, so I'm just going to pass on both of those. On the other hand, Clover I might be able to accept here. Adrenaline is very good if I get my dodge up, so I think I'm actually going to lock this whole shop and buy the wheelbarrow. We do lose 1 armor, but at this point in the game, 16 harvesting is still worth picking up. It's going to pay for itself fairly quickly. You can see the amount of incoming damage is really starting to outscale my armor because I reduced my armor by 2 with the... or by 1 with the wheelbarrow. Trying to stay roughly around like 2/3 health just so I don't accidentally take 2 hits in a row and die. Want to make sure that I'm always damaged so that the Lich passive keeps proccing, but not taking so much damage that I put myself in danger. Few more crates, please, would help mitigate the economic penalties that we're taking, which we didn't unfortunately get. I will take Mushroom here. We do lose 2 luck, but 3 regen is really good. And Little Muscly Dude's really nice, because we need HP, and the melee damage actually, I mean, it does scale the explosions on our Glutton explosions. We have 10% explosion damage, so we're not doing insane damage off of those, but they could start to add up later on in the game. Here I have a choice between 3 armor, 3 lifesteal, and 15 luck. I think I need armor more than lifesteal, and both of those more than luck. I'm going to try to get to 10 armor, and then here I could start buying dodge to go with the adrenaline that we're going to take, and I think I am going to do that. It's good to start getting dodge going early, I think, especially because I'm buying 11% here. We're going to break even on lifesteal with the Clover, but we get 20 luck. With the Clover and the Ritual, but we get 20 luck. Do I want this garden for some consumables? I don't think it's worth buying here. This is a great shop for me, though. I'll take the recycling machine, Broken Mouth, and Cute Monkey. Still a little behind on healing, especially for a Lich build, but 2 Cute Monkeys and a Tentacle and stuff, that will help a lot with that. Having trouble taking some damage here. There we go. Alright, got myself down to half health, so now I need to play a little safer. All of the alternate ways to heal are really good on Lich, Adrenaline, Cute Monkey, Tentacle, and so on, because it's about lots of small healing instances. So you really want to make sure that you can maximize those as much as possible. I'm trying to focus that loot alien down. It's very difficult with these slingshots because they don't do any damage, because we haven't been building them for damage, and the damage that they do is distributed across the map because of the bounces, so focusing specific enemies is quite difficult for this build. Cyclops Worm is great. It's only 6% damage, but 6% damage is still really nice. I'll take the Snail here as well. That'll make it easier for me to catch up to enemies and easier to dodge elites and stuff. And here I'll just take 15 luck because it's a level 3 upgrade. Take the recycling machine, buy some max health, buy some more healing, and roll. Crit chance for minus armor I don't think I want. Our damage from the slingshots is not high. We're going into an elite wave as well, so I need to be pretty careful. I will upgrade the slingshots, though, just to increase my lifesteal % chances, basically. The more bounces you have, the more likely it is to lifesteal. And it's too late for the black belt, so we're just going to pass on the rest of this. We will almost certainly not be able to kill the elite, because our single target damage is not high. But I will take a hit from it so that my Lich damage can start proccing elsewhere. Yeah, you can see the elite is not taking too much damage even when our Lich damage bounces to it, so we're just going to be lifestealing through this wave. Which, this elite shouldn't be too bad because it moves randomly around and doesn't chase us, so we should be able to just dodge around it and heal, rather than having to, I should take some damage here to get some clear speed, rather than having to worry about dodging it specifically. I mean, it does chase us in later phases, but not in its first phase, and then also in later phases it moves pretty slowly, so it's not that hard to dodge. You see how much healing we're getting from these cute monkeys also. Ended up with pretty low income from that wave, because a ton of our damage bounced to the elite, both from our slingshot bounces and from our Lich passive, so all of that damage was wasted since we didn't end up killing the elite. Take the Shady Potion, definitely, and I will continue to lose a little speed to boost my armor. Those things really matter, and I'll continue to just buy armor there. Level 4 Slingshot, is that worth it? Honestly, I think it probably isn't worth 360 to upgrade to a level 4 Slingshot. We would get basically 2 more bounces on that and 1 more bounce on the combined ones, which does increase our lifesteal chances a little bit, but I think I'd rather just have lifesteal percentage increases. The level 3 one gives me 2 more bounces rather than 3, but only costs a small fraction of the amount. Like, just over half of what I'd have paid for the level 4. Is that worth it? The level 3 probably is worth it. Then I'll take the Alien Tongue. Alien Eyes also gives me HP-based damage, which is nice, and more chances to lifesteal, so also pretty good. I believe Alien Eyes can lifesteal, because it's a projectile. So our Lich passive hitting for 66 right now. Not as high as it could be. I need to increase my max HP. But mostly I'm focused on making sure that we have the health to get through this. This is a tricky build, because the Glutton... Lich is already a very hard character, and the Glutton economic penalty makes it much worse. So we're pretty much just leaning into the luck from the Glutton plus the Lich in order to make this build work at all. And to somewhat mixed results, I would say. Though, at this point, our healing is good enough. I'm not too worried about these normal waves. The waves that are going to be really dangerous are, as always, elites and wave 14, and I think we have an elite on wave 14, so that's going to be tough. Cyberball will definitely help with clearing. Definitely do not want Torture, so unfortunately we rolled pretty badly on our level 4 upgrade here, but 200 materials is definitely nice anyways. Obviously, Torture is horrible for Lich because it limits you to 1 proc per second. I think I'm just going to take attack speed over regen. I don't know that we're going to get high enough regen to matter, and I'd rather just have better lifesteal. Do I want Fertilizer now? It increases my harvesting growth. I think I'm going to pass on it at this point. I really need to build up a little more armor and dodge before I get to wave 14. Another level 3 slingshot option for 200, so basically I get 2 more bounces for 200. I think that's worth it here. And then I'm probably going to stop upgrading these. I'll buy a level 1 or a level 2 if I see it, but I'm not going to like sell these for higher level ones, and I probably won't buy into level 4 slingshots ever. Glass Cannon is 12% damage for -3 armor. That is a decent increase to the damage of my Lich passive, a decent increase to the damage of my Cyberballs and Baby Elephants, but -3 armor's pretty painful. I think I'm going to pass on the Glass Cannon here and just roll. Spider gives me a little bit of damage, but again, I think we're going to pass on that and just roll. And then here I'm going to take the Tree. Do I want Injection? So that's 3.5% damage for -2 health. I think we're just going to pass on that, and we'll just save 160. That was a pretty bad shop. We rolled a lot and didn't buy anything that really helped us, but sometimes that'll happen. You might be thinking, why would you buy dodge on the Lich? Because you want to take damage. But you can still take damage, you just walk into the enemy again. And dodge is one of the most efficient ways to increase your effective HP and just make yourself more survivable. You really need to be focusing more on actually living rather than guaranteeing that you take damage on every attack, especially because we can just, as you see, walk into multiple attacks, even if we dodge one or two of them. In the late game with builds like this, one thing that I like to do is start watching my health in the upper left corner rather than the health bar. Normally I look at my character and just watch the health bar, but when I'm trying to manage my HP, it can be easier to just pay attention to it up here and see, you know, we're down to half. Okay, I should look back at the main screen and back off of enemies, or I'm starting to reach up to here. That means I can kind of stop paying attention a little bit when we're at near full health and just take a little bit of damage. Keep increasing my max HP. Don't want white flag. And yeah, I'll upgrade to a level 3 slingshot for 100, I think. And we'll just stick with level 3s as our slingshots of choice. And here I will buy Alien Magic. We do lose 8 luck, but 8 HP and 3 regeneration is awesome. And then the slingshot I want, I want the bowler hat. We get 15 luck and some harvesting. The harvesting won't really come into play, but it does mean that this is kind of cheaper to buy because we'll make back some of the money we spend on it. I think I will buy the bowler hat. 5% attack speed and 3% crit chance is not a huge price to pay. The tentacle has ended up actually healing us for 17, which is more than I was expecting. Let's take a look at these cute monkeys also. 188 healing off of those. That's pretty incredible. 11,000 damage off the baby elephant, and cyberballs have dealt 13,000. So you can see these non-weapon sources of damage are really paying off. Lock this slingshot so we can upgrade that to a level 2. Go to wave 14. So let's see, I'll try to tank some damage and see if my healing and damage is enough to maybe kill the elite. It looks like it's not going to be. So I'm just not going to worry about the elite. We're basically just going to try to stay away from it and stay alive while clearing as many of the goobers as we can, though given that our damage is functionally randomly distributed, there's not a lot we can do to stop ourselves from killing summons, or to force ourselves to kill stop ourselves from killing summoners, or to force ourselves to actually kill the summons. Luckily, they do have low enough health that I can, anytime some of my Lich passive damage bounces to them, they die, either in like 1 or 2 shots. So we were able to keep the field relatively clear, and we could just ignore the elite. Definitely take attack speed, because that's more lifesteal, and we'll take more armor here. I want to boost my speed now a little bit, but armor is more important, and I'll take 3% lifesteal here. That will make our healing much, much faster. I'm going to take the bandana here, because then we will pierce and lifesteal more. We don't really care about losing damage. I'm going to take Gentle Alien for sure, and I will take Lumberjack Shirt, because I already talked about why I want that. It's so hard to actually kill the trees with these weapons that do 15 damage. I may have passed on piercing shots earlier. I think I have a vague memory of seeing a bandana and passing on it earlier. That was a mistake, and I definitely should have taken it earlier. How lifesteal works is you can only ever get 1 lifesteal per shot of your weapon. So the bounces will not, even with a bouncing weapon, you won't lifesteal more than once. A bouncing or piercing weapon, you won't lifesteal more than once per shot. But we're basically getting a point of lifesteal every shot because we have a 15% chance on every pierce and every bounce. So that compounds to being a very reliable point of health every time we fire an attack. Meaning that we're getting tons and tons of lifesteal. It's also capped at 10 per second, but reaching 10 per second in terms of lifesteal is very, very difficult. Only really sort of late game endless builds actually end up hitting that much, and 10 healing per second is enough to get you through the game no problem. I did say I want to increase my XP gain, but it's too late for that now, and Peacock is super dangerous, especially for this build that wants to take damage, so we're going to recycle it. Cute Monkey, on the other hand, is excellent for us. Here I'm going to take 9% speed. I want to boost my speed back up because it's only at 5%. While I do want max HP, I think it's more important to get the speed here. Take all of these and roll, and yeah, I'll upgrade to another level 3 slingshot. Now we're done our weapons, basically, and I'm going to throw in one more reroll. Not going to buy the level 1 slingshot. If I did buy the level 1 slingshot, it would be giving me 2 attacks, but I'm combining 2 weapons that each do 4 attacks into one that does 5 attacks. So you actually lose 1 attack when you buy a level 1 slingshot, and combine 2 level 3 slingshots. I will buy the Blood Leech. We need lifesteal, we need regen, and Medical Turret is another way to heal, but I think I'm going to pass on it here. At this point, we're looking for max HP and dodge more than any other stat. Trying to kind of maintain my health relatively low. It's actually hard because our lifesteal, I increased my lifesteal a lot, so now I'm lifestealing very reliably with the piercing and bouncing shots. And because we have adrenaline, we're getting 5-point bursts of healing pretty frequently when I walk into these crowds, even with only 17% dodge. Now I took a bunch of damage, so I have to back off and kind of play a little more carefully for a moment. Then I can go in and tank a couple hits, just making sure that we are playing somewhere around half HP all the time to maximize our wave clear without putting ourselves at too much risk. If we'd gotten a couple more baby geckos, that would have been really nice. Coupon, will this pay for itself 44 in the next 3 shops? It probably will. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm not going to bother with range damage. I'll just take the attack speed here. We'll buy the small magazine for the attack speed. I do lose some percent damage, but attack speed helps with lifesteal, and we'll buy the tree, of course. More consumables is more good. And we're up to 17% lifesteal. Gonna take the mushroom here as well, just continuing to increase my regen, and the alien magic gives us 2 of the stats we really want. At this point, any dodge I can get is more valuable than just about any other stat, because my max HP is going to be near 100. And dodge increases in value the more points in dodge you have, so you want to be aggressive about buying dodge when you have these sort of mid-levels of dodge. Like around 17 is kind of the break point where it becomes really good to prioritize buying dodge. We're wasting so much damage on these rib cages because the buffed rib cages have the insane health pools. And they're just getting really fast. So I'm actually having a lot of trouble not taking hits from them, and we're not killing them that quickly. We might die here. Have to be very careful, picking up consumables, trying to maintain my HP pool, and there we go. Unfortunately, the rib cages ate too much damage, and I just was not able to clear them fast enough. The damage became deterministic as well because of how fast they were getting when they were buffed. I probably could have focused down the enemies with focus down the buffers a little more aggressively if I had wanted to there. But unfortunately, this very difficult run did come to an end. I felt like we were doing pretty well, but just didn't have the regen to tank through those guys, and the amount of armor and dodge I had just wasn't enough. If I'd had more dodge there, so I probably should have rolled past some of the attack speed that I bought, because my attack speed was quite high, thanks to community support, and just looked for more dodge. Because each time you dodge one of those attacks, it's like 30 incoming damage that you block. And of course, I could have dodged the projectiles a little better later on in that run, too. The incoming damage was just getting really out of scale with the defensive stats that I had, and we didn't have the wave clear to actually kill the rib cages before they killed me. I didn't think we were going to lose this run, to be honest. I thought that I had really passed the danger zone because my healing was so good, but just not being able to clear those guys and taking deterministic damage from them because of how much health they have and how fast they were getting, ended up taking me out. One thing I could have done actually is I think I passed on a boxing glove, and that would have helped a lot there. That's something that that I think actually is worth thinking about for some of these really weird builds, is buying a boxing glove or two, getting the knockback, because slingshots have 5 knockback, so with 2 boxing gloves you double it and actually make it much harder for the rib cages to catch up to you. Alright, my friends, this has been a sort of disappointing loss, to be honest, but I hope that you enjoyed the video nonetheless, and as always, if you have, of course, feel free to leave a comment, like the video, and you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game videos, and I will catch you next time. Cheers, folks. GG.